How is it going, TBU fans, and welcome back to the Battle Union. And I've just realised I've been looking right at my microphone rather than my camera, but hey-ho. Yeah, today's match, this week's match will be TBU Week 5 versus Kyle or Harlem Gloomtrotters, K to the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to the whatever you want to call him, because his mom's I'm not going to finish that. But yeah, this one's going to be a little bit late because unfortunately I've been really swamped with work and in real life stuff, and it's a little bit frustrating that I have to upload this not 1 but 2 weeks late. But yeah, in order to kind of get myself back on track, there will be no massive team discussion, there will be no massive there will be no skit this week, unfortunately. I had one planned out, and I'm sorry, Kyle. I know you wanted a Swagnet skit, but I can't do one for you this week. Instead, I'm just going to get this battle done as quickly as possible. Instead of doing a team builder, my team will be down in the description, along with a load of thoughts on why I brought certain mons this week and why I didn't bring other certain mons. So it should be all there for you. So if you want to go and have an in-depth discussion or an in-depth insight into all of that stuff, then click that button down below and have a gander down in the description. But yeah, the team I have brought is Sigilif, Steelix, Mega Beedrill, Ditto, Hydreigon, and Tapu Koko, and the team he brought was Landorus Incarnate, Mega Aerodactyl, Decidueye, Lucario, Shuckle, and Heatran, which is a bit frustrating. Didn't want Shuckle to come, but I had a way of dealing with it, and yeah, all of that stuff will be down in the description, so yeah, go and have a look at that. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead off with Decidueye, and we're just going to get right into this, and I'm going to click Decidueye as my lead because it's the best thing I have at the moment. Like, it's the best lead that I have to deal with the rest of his team. Like, it has a good matchup against everything except possibly the Heatran and possibly the Mega Aerodactyl. But yeah, I feel like he's going to lead with a Scarf Landorus Incarnate, and he's probably going to go for maybe a Stone Edge, but yeah, Nomu, the Sigilif, is going to have to be my first option here. So I'm going to lead with that Sigilif, and he's going to lead with Danny Trejo, which is his Landorus Incarnate. Now, the Sigilif has Ice Beam, so it can completely and utterly OHKO this Landorus. I just have to live a Rock Slide, which I do. So Sigilif is going to live that Rock Slide, it's going to retaliate with an Ice Beam of his own, and it's just going to go boom, 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 dead. That's a Landorus Incarnate, dead, and I'm absolutely ecstatic about that, because that thing was a massive threat to my team, and that thing is now completely gone. So he's going to bring in his Lucario. I assume it's going to have Bullet Punch or Extreme Speed. So I'm going to pull a bit of an aggressive switch and go out into Romelu Lucoco. And we're going to, be able to take a move from this thing. I'm hoping it doesn't have, like, Iron Head, and it didn't go for an Iron Head there. But it had to be going for some kind of priority move. And I get that one right. It goes for the Extreme Speed, and that does a little bit too much damage. I wasn't expecting it to do that much. But because it did, it kind of just proves to me that that is kind of adamant with some kind of boosting item, maybe Silk Scarf. I wasn't sure at the time. I was thinking maybe it would be like Muscle Band, but he's then going to pull the switch out into Shuckle, and I'm going to click U-turn here, and this thing's in, so it's pretty much guaranteed to be going for Sticky Webs here. Like, it's not even funny, this thing is going for Sticky Webs right now, so I have to go into Mega Beedrill, I have to then go for Defog, and I have to, do things and stuff. So I'm going to Mega Evolve Beedrill, and like I said, I am running Defog on this Beedrill this week because it was the only thing I had that could reliably defog those webs away. I couldn't spin with Fortress this week because he had a Decidueye that just kind of came in all day, any day. So I'm going to go for the Defog as he actually reveals the Stealth Rock. So he's got rocks but no webs. And at this point I'm thinking, okay, if I have a chance to kill this thing with U-turn, I can possibly get one. I'd be more than happy to get to trade rocks for no webs, but it doesn't kill. I've done my calc wrong, and I have to now play around a little bit. So I'm going to explain this play a little bit here. Go into Hydreigon. He's obviously going to go for a Sticky Web here, and now I have two options. I can either hard switch out into my Ditto, or I can pull a hard switch back out into Beedrill, or I have a third option of going for U-turn. Now, the reason I was considering going for a hard switch here was on the possibility that he would, switch out this Shuckle into, say, Lucario, which may have had Iron Head or a Bullet Punch here, which would have done a lot of damage to my Ditto transformed into this Shuckle. So my thought process was, he has webs on his side of the field. on my side of the field. I have Stealth Rock on my side of the field. I need to get webs on his side of the field or defog them away as soon as possible. And this Shuckle is going to be annoying. So either I get rid of the rocks and then get rid of the webs, or I put my own webs up on his side of the field with his Shuckle. But there was also the unknown possibility that he might have switched out here and gone into something else. So I'm going to take a gamble and say that he's not going to switch out, because he's not going to want to, like that, he's not going to want to, you know, switch out into a High Dragon's attack when the Shuckle's done its job. It's got webs and it's got rocks on the field. So I did a calc. And I saw that Shuckle could take, it could take one U-turn from my High Dragon because I'm running a negative attack nature. My High Dragon will not kill the Shuckle from where it's at with a U-turn. So I'm going to go for a U-turn, and it's not going to kill this Shuckle. And I'm going to be able to go out into Ditto and put my own webs up on his side of the field. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go for a U-turn, and as you're going to see, it's not going to kill it. Or is it? Critical hit. And that actually puts a massive hamper on my strategy, because now I have to defog with B on something, otherwise I'm screwed. So I go out into Sigilif because I know I can, you know, I won't take rocks damage from that. And he's just going to go into UFO, which is the Lucario. And I'm like, okay, well, what the hell do I do now? I can't go into Coco again. I can't go into Mega B. I can't really do anything. So I have to just let Sigilif go down there. It's annoying because if I could have roosted up, maybe Sigilif could have done things later on, but now I have to try and play around this Lucario a bit. It's at full health. I need to get some kind of chip on this thing, but I'm going to go for a U-turn here, expecting him to switch out in fear of an Earth Power or a Flamethrower, which he does not. So he makes a hard stay-in read there, so props to him for that. But now I'm going to go out into Coco, and this thing's going to take Stealth Rock damage. It's now at -1, and Coco's in a bit of a bind here. Like, it's not a very good situation for Coco to be in, being at -1, switching into a Lucario, whose Drain Punch is a 2-hit KO. It's very frustrating. And the annoying thing is, if I'd have had webs up, would have been a lot easier for me, because I could have gone hard out into Coco, who OHKO'd this Lucario with a Thunderbolt. But he's managed to keep webs on the field because of that crit, which has killed the Shuckle, and now Lucario is going to just do Lucario things. I now have to go into Undyne the High Dragon, and I have to click Flamethrower, and I have to hope it kills. So we go for the Flamethrower, and if this thing doesn't kill, I think it's game over from there. It doesn't kill. So that's a very, very annoying thing. He's going to get like 50 health back from this Drain Punch. It's going to be able to be revenged, but Lucario has just done its job. It's destroyed it. But I feel like now I can revenge this thing, so I'm going to go into Ditto, and I'm going to copy his Lucario. But here was the point where I learnt that his Lucario had nothing to touch his Decidueye, which is fantastic prep on his side Maybe a little short-sighted in some respects, because it also had nothing to hit my Coco. It had nothing to hit Mega B, really. I mean, Extreme Speed kind of hurt it. It had nothing to hit Sigilif, but it also meant that my Ditto was unable to do anything about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out into my Mega Beedrill as he pulls his own switch out into his Decidueye. I know I outspeed this thing at -1 because I did my calcs with Mega B, so like, in case of that, and I'm going to go for Defog and hope that this thing doesn't have like any attack investment, and I can maybe live a Spirit Shackle and then go for a U-turn, because that kind of gets me back into the game at that point. And he's going to go for a Spirit Shackle, and nah, let's just be honest, I wasn't going to live that. I'm a Mega Beedrill, I have no physical defense, and like I said, this game was just slowly slipping away from me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out into my Ditto, and I'm going to become his Decidueye, and I feel like I have maybe a bit of a chance. Nothing on his side of the field wants to take his own Spirit Shackle, and I'm going to go for it, and I have a 25% chance to kill this thing, so it was kind of, I have to roll the dice. Am I going to get the roll? Not quite. It lives on like 1 health. It was a 25% roll to kill it, so I can't be too mad about that in hindsight. At the time, I was fuming because I thought it was huge. I thought it was like, oh my god, I've lost this on a roll, but I think the game was lost at that point anyway. But Craig David the Steelix is going to come back in, and it's just going to be able to finish off this thing with like an Ice Fang. He's going to go for a low sweep, revealing that he did have some kind of prep for this thing. Not a lot, but he did have some. It's going to lower my speed because, lol, I'm a Steelix. And I'm just going to go straight for that Heavy Slam, kill this thing. Steelix picking up I think it's its second kill of the season, and pretty nice, but as you can tell, he has a Heatran left, he has a Mega Aerodactyl left, and he has a thingy. I can't remember what his other one is, but he has 3 Mons left, and I only have this damn Steelix, so I have to just go for Ice. Like, I have no Earthquake on this thing because I had Ice Fang to hit Landorus, and I had Heavy Slam to do damage to everything else. But yeah, that's going to be the game. That's unfortunately going to be it. I had so many mixed thoughts about this game at the time. I was upset because I thought I could have won that. I felt like that game was going somewhere. I was doing well. I was 6-4 up. I could have got rid of those sticky webs and those rocks, and I could have done so many things, but I was unable to do so because I went a little bit awry from my game plan. My game plan was literally to do things with Sigilif and then Volt turn around on him, but once Lando went down, I felt like I could have just Volt switched, like I could have U-turned slash, like, you know, double turned around, and I had Hydreigon to finish the game off. My main idea with Ditto was I wanted to try and take his sticky webs back at him and force him to either defog his own stuff away, or, you know, keep the speed control on either side, but I allowed that Shuckle to go down before I could do it. In hindsight, shouldn't have even taken the chance with the U-turn, should have just hard switched out into Ditto, but I didn't think that the Shuckle would die to the U-turn. I didn't think I was going to crit the Shuckle. It's a small crit. It did seem inconsequential at the time because it was like, oh, he's killed my Shuckle, which he was going to do anyway, but I wouldn't have killed that Shuckle. I would have been able to go out into Ditto. I would have been able to do more sticky web shenanigans, and it could possibly have pulled the game back around for me and allowed Coco to do a lot of work to the rest of his team. But it would have been a different game. At the end of the day, it could have been a lot worse for me. I could have had a lot of a harder time against Kyle than that. He could have 6-0'd me with a Landorus Incarnate. He could have, you know, done so many things with that Lucario. He did a lot of damage with the Lucario, but at the end of the day, I felt like in a rematch, we'd have a closer game. I feel like he just got the better of me at this in this game, and I can't be too upset about that. I am still learning. I am still taking the whole and analyze your performance in every game aspect, and I will say that this game has taught me that I shouldn't only take risks if I am really in control of the game, or I need to take the risk in order to, you know, end the game. Like, I feel like I need to have more of a game plan about myself. If I don't do that, then I won't get anywhere. So yeah, that's going to be the game. That's going to be our match versus K to the 2. Inconsequential this result may be, because it may be, well, that was a very Yoda-ish saying, but yeah, it might end up not mattering, this loss might not, because Potato Jim and Freedomion are both only 1 win ahead of us, and we play both of them. So if we win both of our games against them, then we have a huge chance. We have a lot of an easier run than Jim does, and a lot of an easier run than Fredo does, because Fredo plays me and I think it's Trev CL, whereas Jim plays Kyle and Ethan, I believe. So, no, not Ethan, sorry, he plays Kyle and L5, I believe. He has 2 very hard games, and then they both have me. So, whereas I have Jim, Fredo, and Paulie Mac, and Paulie Mac is having a horrible season so far, so he's kind of out of it. He may try and surprise me with some memes, but I feel like that could be interesting. But next week we are playing Potato Jim and his Meave Mamoswines. So this could be very... No, is it his Meave... Is it my... I can't tell if it's Meave Mamoswines or Poinco Bramblers, but he's got his Meave Mamoswines, or whoever he's got, and his team is very spook. So, yeah, that should be uploaded in the next couple of days. It may end up being another one of these kind of uploads where there's not anything massive going on, but it's better than nothing. We'll see. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to leave a like and all that good stuff. Go and check out Kyle. He's very, very talented battler, like one of the best in the community, I reckon. Like, he is top 5 for me. He's very close to if he's not top 5, he's very close to it. So yeah, he's a very good player, and I look forward to playing him again in the future. And I look forward to playing Potato Jim next week. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. See you later, guys. Bye.